Okay, Griff, Connie, the angel, the fact that you're undefeated. What
Connie
do we give it up
Halfin,
to?
big doings right there. It's not, look, the universe doesn't make mistakes. We had a contest for people to send in their lucky totem and to share the story of their lucky totem. I was not involved in this in any way. And no one in the Pelicans organization knew the story of my grandmother's angel on my shoulder at the 2014 lottery. So nobody knew that. And when I got on Twitter last night after being at the Combine, I saw that Connie had won, and it was an angel. And it turns out it's a 56-year-old wooden angel that's been in her family, been taking many people through surgeries and many different big events in their life. And when I knew it was an angel, I knew we were in. We
Can
were
I touch
golden.
it?
Please touch it, please.
It's all for good luck.
I'm just going to hold on to this
Please.
for a second during this interview.
Please.
Connie, come on, Connie.
Connie's family is, we owe her big right now.
How did you leave NBA TV? How did you know this was going to happen? That this is, you leave to go get the #1 pick. Come on.
Again, universe doesn't make mistakes. Man. It's crazy to me to think about as I went into the room to meet with Mrs. Benson and her ownership team for the first time. I was in the room literally 15 minutes, less than 30 for sure, and I knew unequivocally I wanted to be there. Her presence is so wholly unique, and the energy of New Orleans is so wholly unique that there's a reason that you can create something there. It was meaningful to me. There's a there there in New Orleans. And now we're just closer maybe to where we thought we could potentially go, faster maybe,
Yeah.
but it's still the same thought process. This is one huge win, but we have to continue to just stack several small wins upon each other.
Gosh, we joked that if you got the #1 overall pick, would you be texting Anthony Davis's agent? You said, no, I hope he's texting me first.
Yeah, so have you got a
that's-
text?
Yeah.
You got a text?
I didn't even have my phone until I sat down here. But, again, it's really, so much is made of that as though there's causation involved in this.
Of course, yeah.
Look, if I'm Anthony Davis and I wanted to win my whole career and I had lost confidence in the ability to do that, I would feel the way Anthony felt. So our job is to give him confidence that we can do this the right way. His job is to want to be all in and be part of it in the way that makes the most sense for us to build a sustainable winning team. Drew Holiday is bought in right from Jump Street. He is all about it. And so that puts us in the right space.
So we've already seen on Twitter the reaction from the Pelican ticket office. Just absolute euphoria. And we know what a Zion Williamson can bring in terms of ticket sales, enthusiasm. What's your reaction to what's happening on the ground in New Orleans after this news?
So you're telling me something I didn't know, obviously, because it's just been rushed from one thing to another, and my phone is almost buzzing me off the chair now. But again, the gratitude I feel to get to be part of this, what's going to happen there, I don't think can be measured really. I'm super, super appreciative of the fact that our fan base is going to experience something they never have before in the form of another truly elite, unique talent, right? And so I think when you look at the fact that we've already had Drew Holiday, potentially we have Anthony Davis, you're hard-pressed to name a trio in their prime and in the just starting their career that's more exciting than the three that we could potentially have, no matter who we draft, quite frankly.
And what can you say about Alvin Gentry and this opportunity for him to, grow a young player, and especially knowing that you came in and this is a guy who could have not had a job this year, but because of you, he does?
Yeah, so I don't think it's because of me he does, by the way. Several people in the process would have kept Alvin. So he doesn't have a job because of me. Alvin has a job because he's really good at what he does. Mm-hmm. What I offer, I think, for Alvin is the opportunity to play the better of his angels all the time, right? Alvin was fearless Alvin when we went to the conference finals in Phoenix because he knew the front office had his back. Mm-hmm. He knew that they were in lockstep together, and he could coach freely without any fear of repercussion. That Alvin is a truly elite coach. And because we know each other as well as we do, we can push each other and challenge each other. And tonight is one of those moments for me where I'm truly grateful that he's as warm and excitable a human being as he is, because I'm going to tease him about his mood in the locker, or his mood in the lottery room for years and years. I can tell you that.
Look, so whether or not you can say who you're going to pick, the reality is you will get a chance to visit with Zion Williamson.
Sure.
And obviously the odds are that that's the direction
and
you would
if
go.
we don't win the lottery, we don't get that opportunity.
Correct. So in discussing with him, which will happen obviously sometime before the draft, how would you see a Zion Williamson playing with an Anthony Davis?
Well, again, I think if you look at no matter who you put in there, what we have with Drew and Anthony Davis are players that can be game-changing on both sides of the floor. That's highly unusual. And if we can put the right fit around them in the form of other players who are similarly a handful on both sides of the ball, then we're starting to really stack up in a way that maybe we can be elite faster than we thought we could be. And I think there are players in this draft certainly that give you that opportunity. I don't think it's fair to single out Zion Williamson. I don't think it's fair to foist those kind of expectations on him. If we're the right fit for each other, then we're the right fit. And I hope that no matter who we end up with as a fit, that they embrace the city of New Orleans like they're going to embrace that player.
When you do sit down with him, though, what do you want to find out from him?
I think really just tell us about how we give you the best opportunity to succeed. Where does it fit for you? Where do you see yourself going as a player? How do we realize all of your hopes and dreams? And what are those hopes and dreams? From everything I understand about Zion, similarly to some of the other players in this draft, there's a very strong we orientation there. There's a very strong team first orientation. And you need to know those things because our organization is going to be about building a family that loves each other enough to tell each other what they need to hear. It's not going to be for everybody. If you're coming into this having individual goals that are bigger than our goals, then you're not our guy. So I'm hopeful that we're in the right space.
One quick follow-up, Allie, is that he was able to play with R.J. Barrett, with Cam Reddish, with Trey Jones. He's not in the draft, but those other three that are in this draft. How much do you think that helps Zion, helps RJ, that they had to check their ego at the door because they had to play with elite players, which would happen in the NBA as well?
I mean, that helps immeasurably. It jumpstarts his process, right? And I think that's to his credit and to his family's credit, to a huge degree, why he chose Duke. He knew he was going to be coached. He knew he was going to be part of something bigger than himself. And so just the decisions he's already made speak very powerfully to a team, to any team. They would have been very powerful for people. So I actually just touched the tie pin here. This is my father-in-law, John Hale's grandfather's slide rule. So I got them all, man.
Well,
I covered every base. I covered every base.
And it paid off. I'm so excited for you. Thanks for hopping back on with us.
Thank
we really
you so
appreciate
much.
it.
Good to see you.